The same from last week, but I'm just going to deal with a different part of it. Matthew 16 and 24, Jesus is talking and he says, if any of you wants to be my follower, you must give up your own way, take up your cross, and follow me. Last week we talked about giving up your own way, that when you give up your own way, you get a better way in return. But giving up your own way isn't just about you denying yourself, but it's about you taking on God's way. So it isn't just you giving up your own way, but it's you making a conscious decision to take on God's way, to do what God wants you to do. And that's what you do. That's what I do when we hashtag follow Jesus. And Jesus says, not only do you give up your own way, but he says, take up your cross. Wait a minute. What does that mean, Jesus? What are you talking about, take up our cross? Because you got to understand that when Jesus is giving this particular message, he isn't a rock star like he is in 2020. We live in a culture now where 2.2 billion people follow Jesus worldwide, where the cross is glamorized and the cross is seen as a recognized symbol. And we wear crosses and we love crosses, but when Jesus is talking, a cross wasn't something that was glamorized. A cross represented suffering. And Jesus says that if you're going to hashtag follow, you have to not only give up your own way, but you got to be prepared to suffer. And I need to say that because sometimes people make you think that once you hashtag follow, you don't suffer anymore. You don't have bad days or you don't have difficult times. But that isn't true. Matter of fact, Jesus all but promises that. Jesus says that in this world you will have tribulation. That's a promise from Jesus. You know, I used to read that little Jesus promise book and I never seen that promise in there. But Jesus says you will have tribulation. Then Jesus goes on to say, but be of good cheer, for I've already overcome the world. So pretty much Jesus is saying, yeah, you're going to suffer, but all the suffering that you're going to go through, I've already gone through it. And guess what, bruh? I'm here with you while you go through it. So Jesus says, take up your cross. Because you also got to remember that when Jesus was here in the world, that people hated on him all the time. It wasn't like everybody loved Jesus. People hated on Jesus all the time. And Jesus pretty much says that if they hate on me, they're going to hate on you also. And they hated on Jesus because he spoke truth to power. They hated on Jesus because he called religious people out. He spoke up for what was right. He sacrificed. He tried to please God. And when you do that, people will hate on you. And Jesus says that if you're going to hashtag follow, you might as well get ready to suffer and have some haters, because everyone will not like you speaking truth to power. People are not going to like you calling out religious people. They're not going to like you trying to do what's right when the whole world is doing what's wrong. They may not like you trying to please God. They may not like you sacrificing, but that's what you do when you hashtag follow. So I want to encourage you, as you recommit yourself to hashtag follow, recommit yourself and refocus yourself on following Jesus, that you remember that you may have to suffer. You may not be a part of the in crowd, but you will please God. And that's what it's ultimately about. Not about us getting glory, but about God getting glory. Not about us building our kingdom, but about us building God's kingdom. And we can do